Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome on back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite, and today we're continuing the World Series Gauntlet with MLB 06, the show, the first in the series to actually use the show in the title. This is a game I didn't really play much. Like I said in the last video, I played MLB 2006 most of my time on the PS2, so I never really played this game growing up. So it's going to be interesting to see how its franchise mode is different from the previous game, if it is at all. But let's hop in and see what we can do. All right, and first things first, we have to get our random team. Let's see who we're going to get. We've had pretty good teams so far, and it looks like we are getting the Kansas City Royals. I don't really know much about the Royals at this time. I don't think they were very good, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so looking at the Royals here, they are the 25th ranked team. They're coming off a 56 and 106. They had a 263 batting average and a 5.07 team ERA. Key players are Zach Greinke and Reggie Sanders. So Greinke might be okay, but I don't know about this offense, man. And here are the goals. So here is the roster. A 38-year-old Reggie Sanders is our best player, coming off a season where he only had 295 at-bats. He hit 271, had 21 homers. We also have Mike Sweeney at 32. A 22-year-old Zach Greinke, which is really cool to see. You know, a young Greinke who's coming off an awful year in 05. 517 record, only 114 strikeouts, a 5.8 ERA. We have David DeJesus here, who looks all right. We have a closer. Here's our starters. Relievers, might need some better relievers. Our closer had 21 saves last year. We have John Buck, who hit 242 last year. Really good against lefties, can't hit righties at all. We have Mark Gredzelanik, former Cardinal, at 35. So this is just a very old team in a lot of places, it looks like. So we're going to have to make a lot of moves in order to basically do anything. See if anyone's available in free agency. Looks like there's no like real players out here in free agency. It's all just auto-generated guys. No one on the trade blog. Let's see if we can maybe make a trade. I'm not sure how easy it is to trade in this game, but maybe we can make a trade for like let's see if we can do Sabathia. Let's just see how easy it is in this game. Not interested. So the lineup looks like this. You've got DeJesus leading off, Gredzelanik second, then Sweeney, Sanders, Matt Stayers plays right field, then Angel Baroa, Mark Tahin at first, and then John Buck. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate this first season just to kind of see where we are as a baseline and let guys develop a little bit more, and then we'll see what we can do in the offseason, because I don't expect us to make the playoffs at all. Okay, so I may have found a way to cheese this game. So Ichiro is on the trade block. So I was able to trade for him for, let me show you. It was Howell and then I think one of these other starters down here, or Wood. So Howell and Wood. So two pretty bad starters I was able to trade for Ichiro, who is hitting 299 this year. So how I was able to trade for him was I did like two like mid-tier starters. And then I had Ichiro, and then I went down and got like, you know, someone who's, you know, way down on the bottom, and they were willing to accept it. So that might be the move for trading on this game. We'll wait and see. We won't go ham on trading this first year, but we are like kind of around 500, so I wanted to do something. I saw Ichiro on the trade blog, and I was like, might as well try and get him. But let's continue simulating. Jake Peavy is also on the trade block. We're going to pull this again. We're going to do just one of their worst players along with him. And then we're going to trade this guy and this guy and see if we can get PV. Because PV's having a really good year and we need a starter. No. Okay, we're going to take Ambers out. Need to give him someone a little bit better. Will they take the shortstop? No, they won't. They take... Gredzelanik's having an all right year. Maybe they'll take him? No. Okay. I can't trade Sweeney. He's doing good. Buck's doing all right. Will they take the catcher? Well, actually, let's trade some of these guys that are having awful years, like Alarton, who has a 5.86 ERA. Maybe they'll take him. And they do, and we get Jake freaking Peavy, man. So we have a 24-year-old Jake Peavy, a 22-year-old Zach Greinke. We have Ichiro. Let's see if we can get another pitcher and go from there. Ooh, Vlad is on the rumor mill. Let's see if he's on the trade block. Yeah, he is on the trade block. That would be a big get. He's only 29 as well. He's hit 33 home runs this year over our salary budget. So we can't get Vlad. I like getting PV. And we got Ichiro. I think that's good for now. And we'll see what we can do in the second half of the season. All right, so the end of season 1, we are going to miss the playoffs. We went 76 and 86. So we were right at 500 at the All-Star break. We finished 10 games below 500, but that's like a 20-game improvement over the previous year. So that's pretty good. And we got, some good players on the team. Let's go check out how we all did this year. That's on the year. Ichiro played in 164 games because of being traded around. He had 234 hits, a 331 average, 104 runs, 62 doubles, 8 triples, 12 homers, 87 RBIs, 211 hits, 33 home runs, 103 RBIs on a 313 average. Our shortstop Barrero had 149 hits, 20 home runs, 60 RBIs, a 258 average. Mark Gredzelanik played 142 games for us. He had a 292 average, so he actually did really, really good for a 35-year-old. Like, I'll take a 290 average from my second baseman all day. David DeJesus played 130-something games. He hit 284, only 11 home runs. Mark Tien at third. He hit 313, 17 homers. For a 24-year-old, that's really impressive. I'm interested to see how he does next year. Reggie Sanders came into the season as our best player on the team. He only hit 246, only 9 home runs, and only played in 125 games. Did not do very well at all. Stairs played 100 and something games. He hit 275 with 16 homers. But we definitely need to improve in certain areas of the offense, but I think we have a lot of good pieces here. The pitching killed us. It was awful. Hernandez went 9-10 with a 4.93 ERA. Greinke was bad this year. 10-14, 5.13 ERA. 124 strikeouts. We traded for Jake Peavy, who is amazing. A 17-8 record. Also had 2 saves for some reason this year. 186 strikeouts, a 2.95 ERA. Mays was terrible. A 5.73 ERA, 4-11. Only 89 strikeouts on the entire year after starting 31 games. Just absolutely awful. Definitely need to improve the pitching. That's our number one priority in the offseason. And the White Sox end up beating the Giants to win the 2006 World Series. We have a lot of guys end up retiring. None of them that I think actually played for us this year. They're all like minor league guys, it looks like. JT Snow retires at 38. Julio Franco retires at 48 years old. John Lieber retires with 135 career wins. Tony Womack retires. Luis Gonzalez retires with the Diamondbacks. After a pretty good season, 286 average, 23 homers, I probably would have come back for another year. Hall of Fame, no one gets inducted. Player progression, PV goes down. Ichiro went down. It looks like everyone went down. Reggie Sanders went down 6. Second baseman, Esteban, went up 3. He's actually in our minor leagues right now. Anyone really go up big? It looks like almost everyone went down this year, which is awful to see. Re-signing guys, we're going to sign PV to like a 6-year deal, big-time deal. We have a club option on Greinke. All right, so we're at the draft. There's this 18-year-old center fielder who looks really, really good. 19-year-old starter. See what the scouting reports say. Nothing on either of them. Fun. We're going to draft the center fielder. Go to free agency, and there's some guys here. Ooh, the last game there was hardly anyone in free agency. Now we actually have a lot of guys in free agency. Bobby Abreu, who's coming off a great year, one of my favorite players. We got him in one of our rebuilds. Ensberg, coming off a great year. Johnny Damon had a really good year. Starting pitchers, Oswalt was good. AJ Burnett is only 30. He did all right. I have about $6 million to spend, so let's go see if we can get Oswalt here. He wants $13 million a year. Yeah, we can't afford that. Maybe we can get Heelman here. He had a pretty good year. He only wants $2 million. We can throw that at him. And then I love Bobby Abreu, so I would love to get him. And then maybe we go get a reliever that had a decent year. Let's advance a day and see if anything happens. Pat Burrell. Matt Holliday's only 26, and he had a really good year. But I bet he only wants like $2 million a year. Pump this up a little bit. Let's throw him a fat offer. Ooh, Brian Howard's here as well at 27. So we have a lot of offers out. Let's go 3 days. Ryan Howard went back to the Phillies, and then the reliever went to the Orioles, and then it said Matt Holliday is no longer interested in our offer. They're giving him 4 years at 11 mil. Okay, we'll throw you a bigger deal. And then Abreu's still looking good on our deal. This starter, I don't know if there's much else we can do. Go another 4 days. So Matt Holliday went back to the Rockies on a $6.3 million 2-year deal. Meanwhile, the betting's just going up and up and up for Heelman. Abreu's still sitting. All right, it took us a while, but we finally signed a free agent. We got Carlos Delgado from the Mets. He's 34, but he hit like 40 home runs last year, so we gave him 5.5 mil over 3 years. Heelman ends up going to the Blue Jays, so we don't end up with him. Tigers are trying to move in on Bobby Abreu. We have offered a deal to Chipper Jones, but I'm going to up this. Actually, I can't afford to up it, so I have to withdraw that offer. I only have about 4 mil to give out. Ugh. Honestly, we may be just getting Chipper, and that's about it. All right, so we signed Chipper, so our 2 big free agents are Chipper Jones and Carlos Delgado, who are both 34 years old. Definitely not bringing in any sort of youth. Brad Ausmus, who hit 300 last year, he could be an upgrade at catcher. I have 3 mil left to spend. David Eckstein, who hit 318. Let me go throw something at him for 3 years. And then outfielders are basically all signed at this point, all the good ones at least. This guy who hit 284, hit 25 homers last year. There's Jim Edmonds is still here. Do we throw like a 1 year? Actually, we don't even have enough. He wants too much money. Kenny Lofton, he hit 325 last year. I just don't think he's as good as what we have. And then, all right, so at the end of free agency, it looks like the only 2 guys we were able to sign are Chipper Jones and Carlos Delgado, who are both really good players. So I think that's going to make our team a lot better. We didn't add any pitching, though, and we desperately need some. That might be something we try to trade for. Okay, I don't know how this happened, but somehow Ichiro got moved to the Astros. That shouldn't have happened. I didn't do that, but for some reason he did get moved over there. I don't know if it was a budget thing that the CPU did or what, but yeah, they traded him to Houston for some reason, which is weird. I don't like that it did that without me telling it to. Oh, maybe they'll trade him back to me. I think they'll trade him back. Yes, they traded him back, so now I can put Ichiro at right and have him lead off. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, so there's the actual final lineup now with Ichiro leading off as well. So that's how that's going to be. And then pitching rotation, let me adjust this real quick. All right, pitching rotation, Jake Peavy. We were able to trade for CC Sabathia. We got Zach Greinke, Bronson Arroyo came over from the Red Sox, and then Danny Batista, young guy, pitched not great last year out of the pen, but I'm hoping he'll do decent as a starter this year. And then there's our bullpen for this year. Not great. I mean, yeah, just not great. But let's simulate and see how we do in Season 2. All right, a couple months into the season, and CC Sabathia has an 8.58 ERA, a 1-9 record. I'm going to try and trade him because that is ridiculous. And see if I can get a starter that, will actually, pitch. Like, maybe I can trade him to their salary budget. The thing, I don't have much budget at the moment. How's Randy doing? Randy Johnson's doing well over the budget. Ooh, I could get a young Felix Hernandez, who is pitching very well this season. All right, end of Season 2. We improved, but not enough to make the playoffs. We're literally, if we had won one more game, we would have finished 500. I don't know, just didn't make the jump I was hoping for. Let's go see how our guys did this year. Ichiro played all 162 games this year, hit 311, 29 home runs. Ichiro ain't hitting no 29 home runs in a season. 79 RBIs. Delgado at 34 played 150 games for us. Hit 315, 31 homers, 97 RBIs. Love to see it. Baroa hit 251, 17 homers, 77 RBIs. Very good. Sweeney played 135 games, hit 297, 25 homers, 77 RBIs. They kept taking him out of my lineup for some reason. I don't know why he kept getting taken out of the lineup, but every time I would stop and go in and check it, the CPU was changing the lineup and putting him on the bench. I don't like it. The rookie, 18-year-old Martinez, played 133 games, and he hit 261, 18 homers, 62 RBIs. Very nice. Chipper Jones played 129 games, hit 296, 22 homers, 68 RBIs. Reggie Sanders had a bounce-back season from last year, hit 281, 17 homers, 56 RBIs. Herman over at second, he hit 310 with 11 home runs. Buck behind the plate hit 260. Pitching was still very awful. We did trade for a young Felix Hernandez who played very well, had a 15-9 record, 3.97 ERA, and 190 strikeouts. Jake Peavy, 13-11, 200 strikeouts, but a 3.99 ERA. Bronson Arroyo had an ERA of almost 5 with only 118 strikeouts. Greinke had his best year by far, 12-9 with 135 strikeouts, only a 3.67 ERA. Maybe he's finally starting to really break out and become, the guy that we all know. Redmond started 23 games, had a ERA over 5. Batista started 12 games, had 100 strikeouts, but a 4.3 ERA. I want to go to, where did we traded him to the Mariners. So I want to see Sabathia's final stats for this year, 8-17, 133 strikeouts, a 6.19 ERA. So he pitched better once he went to Seattle, but it would be hard to do worse than what he was doing. How far back? We were 22 games back in the Central of the White Sox, who won 102 games. And we finished 12 games back of the wild card. AL MVP went to Manny Ramirez, who hit 302 with 45 home runs. Cy Young went to Morris, who was in free agency this year and went to the White Sox. We could have had him, probably. He was wanting a lot of money. Yeah, we didn't really have that much money to spend. Silver Slugger Award goes to A-Rod, who hit 354 with 46 home runs. He passed 500 career home runs this season. Joe Nathan won the reliever award with 49 saves. Rookie of the Year goes to Smallwood, a catcher who hit 284 with 17 homers for the Rays. For retirement, we had 2 guys retire. Dessens, who had a 4.38 ERA with us, and Chipper Jones retires at 35 after a very good season. So that kind of stinks that he retires after we went out and signed him, but now that frees up that money for free agency this year. David Wells retires with 259 wins and 2,300 strikeouts. John Flaherty retires. Randy Johnson retires with 4,700 strikeouts and 283 career wins. He had a very good year, a 3.96 ERA, 182 strikeouts at his age at 44. Garrett Anderson retires with 2,100 career hits, 250 career homers. He had a rough year at 35, 256 with only 9 homers. Tim Salmon, who just signed a deal with the Angels, he actually hadn't played in a while. Pedro Martinez retires at 36 with 220 wins and 3,200 strikeouts. Tom Glavine retires at 41, 292 wins and 2,500 strikeouts. Greg Maddux retires, so a lot of the big pitchers retiring. He's 41, he had 333 wins, 3,200 strikeouts. Greg Biggio retires with 3,100 hits and 300 homers. Jeff Bagwell retires at 39 with 469 career homers, nice. So Taguchi at 38 retires. Jeff Kent retires with 390 career homers. He had a good year as well. 297 average with 28 homers. I had to come back. I don't care if you're 39. All right, so we're in free agency. We have about 6.7 mil. And you've got Reggie Stalker, the Barry Bonds replacement. You have Albert Pujols. Manny Ramirez is here. Gary Sheffield's here at 39 years old. Manny's 35. Pujols is only 27. I think there's no way I can afford to... Unless I maybe... I doubt I'd be able to sign him anyway. I doubt he'd go for it. All right, so looking at the team, we definitely need a left fielder to replace the 40-year-old Reggie Sanders, because I don't want him playing. Neither of my first basemen can play third. I kind of feel like maybe moving Sweeney for someone younger and then using that money to try to sign someone. All right, so Jason Giambi's making less money than Sweeney is right now by about $500,000. And he's coming off a year where he hit 40 homers on a 319 average at 36. He's a little bit older than Sweeney, but he's performing better and is cheaper, so I can make that trade. We tried to throw an offer at Pujols. He took a 1 year and almost $9 million offer with the Mets. We threw an offer at Chris Benson. He goes to the Orioles. We did get a reliever to come here, $730K over 4 years. So we have an offer out for Posada at the moment. Reggie Stalker signed a 1-year deal with St. Louis. And we could throw 2-year deal, 2-year $10 million deal at Gary Sheffield. I know he's 39, but I'll throw it at him, just see what he does. All right, so we actually ended up having a pretty decent free agency. We signed Gary Sheffield to a 2-year deal. He'll probably retire after the first year, but I mean, he hit 272 with 34 home runs last year, not bad. We also stole Posada from the Yankees as well. He had a really good year, and then we signed this reliever over from Tampa who Played pretty well last year, only a 2.63 ERA. So, all right, start of season 3. Let's take a look. I haven't ordered the lineup. I just kind of left it. They're going to change the order throughout the season. The CPU will. So I wasn't going to bother with it. But in right, we have Ichiro. DH is going to be Giambi. First is Carlos Delgado. We have Jed Martinez, who had a good rookie season last year, playing center again. Mark Tien is back to playing third after Chipper Jones retires. Burrow is back in short. Reggie Sanders still plays left. Wait, where did Sheffield go? I forgot about him. What happened to him? All right, I was able to find him. For some reason, he got traded to the Yankees, so I went and undid the trade. CPU does dumb stuff in this game. But he'll be in left. Posada is playing catcher, and then Herman at second. And then pitching rotation is Jake Peavy, Felix Hernandez, Bronson Arroyo, Denny Batista, and Zach Greinke. Here is our... hopefully it's not too awful this year, but I'm hoping we finally make the playoffs. That'd be nice. But let's get to simulate and see how we do in Season 3. All right, so after finishing below 500 the first 2 years, after losing 106 games before we took over, we have now won 94 games in year 3, making the playoffs as a wildcard team. We'll be taking on the Blue Jays in the ALDS. Let's go check out the league real quick. So we finished 8 games back of the White Sox. They won 102 games. Another season for them winning over 100 games. The Blue Jays won 101. The Rangers won 88. We win the wild card 6 games up over our division rival, Cleveland. The Nationals win the East at 83 wins. Brewers take the Central by 3 games over the Cardinals, who take the wild card, 97 wins. Then the Dodgers take the West 1 game up over the Padres with 87 wins. Check out our guys. Herman played all 162 games. Hit 289 with 21 homers, 79 RBIs. I'll take that. Ichiro played 161 games, a 276 average, 20 homers, 202 hits, 74 RBIs. Barrero, the shortstop, 253 average, 19 homers, 80 RBIs. I'll take that. Giambi, 333 with 38 homers, 112 RBIs. Absolutely incredible pickup for us. Payen learned a lot sitting behind Chipper Jones. He hit 300 this year with 23 homers and 97 RBIs. Delgado, another phenomenal year for him. 299 average, 34 homers, 85 RBIs. Good year, 311 average, 24 home runs, 84 RBIs in only 124 games. Posada, he hit 300. Other numbers are down a bit, but only played 123 games. Martinez, another good year. Average goes up a lot, so he's getting better. That's awesome to see. The other rookie we had playing this year hit 339 in 71 games, so he'll probably start for us next year. Our starters, PV, he went 11-12. He had 207 strikeouts, a 3.94 ERA, not bad. Bronson Arroyo, 16-5, 149 strikeouts, 3.91 ERA, not bad. Felix Hernandez, ERA is a bit high, strikeout numbers a bit low. Batista was bad, and then Redmond, all right, not bad. And then McDougal had 40 saves on the year. Nice. And then the guy we brought in free agency had a 5.15 ERA. Of course he did. Awards on the year, AL MVP goes to Vlad Guerrero Sr., who hit 52 home runs this year. He went over 400 career homers on the year. Cy Young goes to A.J. Burnett. Silver Slugger goes to Paul Konerko. Reliever of the year goes to Bob Wickman. Rookie of the year goes to Aiden Farley of the Yankees. Left fielder replacing Gary Sheffield. Hit 271 with 25 homers and 70 RBIs. Hank Aaron Award goes to Aubrey Huff. And then do we have any gold gloves? We do not. Okay. Now it's time for our first ever playoff series. Let's see how we do. Game 1, Felix Hernandez on the mound for it, and we win it 11-8. Game 2, we win 17-8, so the bats are popping here. Now we go home for 2 games. We lose the first one. We've got PV on the mound now for Game 4. We lose. Big time Game 5. Arroyo on the mound against Roy Halladay. Do we blow the 2-0 lead? No, we don't. We're moving on to face our division rivals, the Chicago White Sox, in the ALCS. The Chicago White Sox, Kansas City Royals ALCS. Can you imagine that? Oh, Game 1 in Chicago, we win 14-1. Game 2, we win. Now going back home for 3 games. If we win 2 of them, we're going to the World Series. We lose Game 3, lose Game 4. Game 5, we lose, so now we're on the brink of elimination. Hernandez on the mound, we win Game 7, and we lose to the White Sox. We blow the 2-0 lead. The White Sox are going back to the World Series. Do they win another one? No, they lose to the Brewers in the 08 World Series. Salary budget's been increased by 4%, which is nice. Let's go to the offseason, and we're going into Season 4. Any retirements? Sheffield does retire as we expected. Tim Wakefield retires. Kurt Schilling retires at 42 with 3,200 career strikeouts. Trevor Hoffman retires with 540 career saves. No Hall of Fame inductees. Player progression. Peavy goes down 9. Posada goes up 3. Arroyo goes up 6. Martinez up 1. Felix Hernandez down 8. Ichiro down 12. Good grief. Look at that. Delgado and Giambi both go down. Go re-sign some guys. Giambi, I mean, he had a really, really good year for us. If I take this money and I go into free agency, I'm pretty sure Pujols is a free agent again because he signed that 1-year deal. So I would be able to maybe make a run at him. All right, so looking at free agency, Manny is back after a very good season. Soriano's here. He's killing it. Left field is something we'd like to see. I don't see Pujols, so I must have signed him to a longer deal, so maybe I can do something here with Giambi. Oh, he actually doesn't want that much money, it looks like. Let me give him like $3 million, so he'll eventually just retire, and then I may still have money to go after. I can go after Holiday. All right, another really good free agency for us. We were able to bring in Matt Holliday, who is only 28, in his prime, 6 years, $35 million. Jason Giambi, we signed him to a 4-year deal with only $3 million total, so he's making less than $1 million a year. Hopefully he can keep up the pace he had last year, because I mean he was just awesome last year. And then we brought in another reliever, Javier Lopez. Hopefully he'll help us out a little bit. But let's go ahead and go to season 4. All right, lineup going into season 4. Again, the ordering will get changed by the CPU, but right field will be Ichiro. Second base is going to be Herman. First base, Delgado. DH, Giambi. Center field, Matt Holliday. Jed Martinez moves over to left because his fielding is awful. Martin at third. Barrero at short. Posada at catcher. So not a whole lot of changes, really. Then pitching rotation going into this year, Jake Peavy, Bronson Arroyo, Felix Hernandez, Denny Batista, and Mark Redman. All right, let's get to simulate and see how we do in season 4. All right, into season 4, we did pretty similar to last year, won 91 games. This time we win the division. Again, we'll be taking on the Blue Jays in the ALDS. Let's go see how things went around the league. The White Sox only won 82 games this year after winning 100 basically every year, so they are going to miss the playoffs. We finished 6 games up on the Twins in the Central. Blue Jays win the East, 3 games up on the Rays, who take the wild card. Rangers win 101 out West, win that division easily. Rays finish 4 games up on the Yankees for the wild card. Mets win the NL East with 99 wins. NL Central, Cardinals take it with 103 wins. Brewers win 90 games and get the wild card. And then the Dodgers win 87 and take the NL West by 1 game over the Giants and 2 games over the Rockies. Stats on the year, Ichiro again plays all 162 games, had 219 hits, 17 homers, 81 RBIs, a 321 average. Herman also plays all 162 games, has 191 hits, 15 home runs, a 283 average. Baroa, again, also playing 162 games, 18 homers, 75 RBIs on a 266 average. Giambi plays 159, hits 44 homers, 124 RBIs on a 330 average at 37 years old. Definitely was smart to bring him back. Tien over at third, 22 homers, 81 RBIs on a 275 average. Matt Holliday, who we brought in 130 games, hit 271, 23 homers, 81 RBIs. I'll take that. Martinez in center, 284 average, 20 homers, 72 RBIs. Delgado only played 123 games. He hit 286 with 25 homers, 78 RBIs at 36 years old. Posada hit 305 with 20 home runs and 59 RBIs behind the plate. Pitching this year, Peavy had a great year. He was an all-star, 3.64 ERA, 173 strikeouts, 14-12 record, 145 strikeouts, 4.24 ERA, did all right. Same with Felix Hernandez. It was all right, not great. Batista, meh. Redmond pitched very well. He only started 17 games. I guess the CPU took him out of the rotation. Greinke started 15 games. He had a 4.56 ERA. Yeah, pitching's still not our strong suit, I would say. Accolades, MVP goes to Troy Glaus up in Toronto. Cy Young goes to Roy Halladay with Toronto. Silver Slugger goes to Jason Giambi at 37 years old. So great choice bringing him back for another year. Chad Orvella with the Rays gets 45 saves. Dong Min Na, 19 years old, wins Rookie of the Year. A-Rod gets the Hank Aaron Award. What's he at now? 585 career home runs at 33. And then, do we have any gold gloves yet? Nope, still no gold gloves. Okay. Let's go see, do we finally make it a run to the World Series? Game 1 on the road in Toronto. We lose 7-0. Game 2, we lose. Coming back home, we get swept by the Blue Jays. It looked like that Blue Jays team was really good. They had the MVP, they had the Cy Young. They had a lot of really good players, so I figure that Blue Jays team is just absolutely stacked. We got outscored 20-3 over those 3 games. So yeah, not surprised that we ended up losing that series at all. And they go on to win the World Series, beating the Mets in the 2009 World Series. I think we'll do one more season just for the heck of it. We do have some guys retire. Carlos Delgado retires at 37. He had just eclipsed the 500 home run mark this season, so a good way to go out. Reggie Sanders retires at 42. This reliever we brought in last year, he retires. Ivan Rodriguez retires with 2,600 career hits and 310 career home runs. Bartolo Colon retires with 186 career wins and 2,100 career strikeouts. Cliff Floyd retires at 37 with 324 career home runs. And Nomar Garcia-Parra retires at 36. JD Drew also retires after a phenomenal year at only 34 years old. A 328 average, 41 home runs, 117 RBIs. Why wouldn't you keep playing after that, man? No Hall of Fame inductees again. Holiday actually went up. Peavy goes down. Arroyo goes up. Martinez is up. Posada's up. Hernandez is down. Tista goes up some more. Greinke's down. I mean, Greinke just awful. He has not progressed well at all. All right, so free agency going into year 5. We sign David Ortiz to a 4-year, $11 million contract, and then future Cy Young winner R.A. Dickey hopefully will help with our rotation because something's got to at some point. All right, going into the final season, here's the lineup. Ichiro's in right. Esteban Herman is at second. Giambi DHs. David Ortiz is the first baseman. Jed Martinez in center. Ian at third. Holiday in left. Baroa at short. Posada at catcher. Basically running it back with the only difference is Ortiz replaces the retiring Carlos Delgado. And then pitching rotation, exactly the same. Actually, no, now Greinke's back in for Redmond, who was really good last year, so I actually want Redmond in instead of Greinke. All right, Season 5, final year. Let's see how we do. All right, so Season 5 was a mistake. We went backwards. We finished exactly 500, 81 and 81. We started off really, really good, and then we just fell apart second half of the season, man. It was just bad. Let's take a look around the league. The White Sox came back with a vengeance this year, winning 102 games. The Yankees won 110 games this year. Rangers won 86. The Rays take the wild card. Mets win 98 to take the East. Cardinals win 91 to take the Central. Brewers win 88 to take the wild card. Padres win the West with 92 wins. Check out stats on the year. David Ortiz played 155 games for us, hitting .332 with 37 home runs, 95 RBIs. Baroa hit .259, 13 homers, 52 RBIs. Not as good as he has the last couple of years. Giambi numbers are down definitely from last year. Hit .312 with 29 homers, 91 RBIs. Matt Holliday hit .307, but only 19 homers, 68 RBIs. Not great. Herman, .261, 18 homers, 64 RBIs. Martinez, 25 homers, 84 RBIs, .298. Very good season for him. Tien got hurt, but hit .303, 18 homers. Posada played 116 games. Not great. Ichiro only played like 109 games. I don't know if he got hurt or what, but he had 151 hits, 20 homers, a .320 average. Parnell played a good bit. I'm guessing the CPU was throwing him in a lot. Pitching-wise, I mean, our pitchers were all right. Arroyo was actually really good, 15 and 8, 157 strikeouts at .312 ERA. Apparently he's on the IL now. Dickey, not great. I mean, Peavy really is not. He's downhill. If I were doing another season, I'd probably trade him. MVP goes to Paul Konerko. Cy Young goes to Mark Burley. So yeah, White Sox are definitely really, really good. Konerko wins Silver Slugger as well. Reliever goes to Orvella with the Rays. Rookie of the Year goes to Lamont Ellis of the Mariners. Hank Aaron goes to Konerko. And then, again, we have no Gold Gloves. So, go to the end of the year, see who ends up winning the playoffs. Do the White Sox go to another World Series? They've been to 2 in 4 seasons. They won 1. Do they get another one? Because, especially with how the White Sox are now, I mean, they were just the worst team ever this season. So, it's kind of funny going back to a game where they're actually very powerful and do very well in simulation. But no, the Cardinals end up beating the Devil Rays in the World Series, which is funny because the Cardinals actually, if I'm remembering correctly, they did win the 2010 World Series. Or what's that, 2011? I think it was actually 2011 that they won. Against the Rangers, yeah. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching our first loss on the World Series Gauntlet Challenge. So we're 3-1 so far. That also was the last PS2 game. So in the next one, we'll be on MLB 07, the show, over on the PS3. If you're looking forward to that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on it. Ring the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button so it gets recommended in the algorithm. Until next time, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.